Hi viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel E-Knowledge by Asim. From today we are going to start our program Practical Accounting in a Corporate Environment. The purpose of this program is to provide complete understanding to students of Commerce, ACCA, MBA, ICMA, CIMA and CA about how accounting tasks are being performed on day-to-day basis in an organization. Our today video is about role of vouchers in daily accounts operations. As this video is very useful for students, so please watch this video till end so you can get complete knowledge about vouchers. In this video we will discuss with you about three topics. Number 1, what is voucher? Number 2, what are types of vouchers? And number 3, how and when each type of voucher is used. First we will tell you what is voucher. Voucher is an internal document which is generated by the organization itself. It does not come from outside the organization, rather it is developed by the organization itself. And this is the primary source on which a transaction is first recorded, and then this document changes hand from one person to another until it is posted in the books and properly filed in a file. But before we move to explain voucher in depth, I want to tell you about three types of vouchers. These are number 1, receipt voucher, number 2, payment voucher, and number 3, general vouchers. Number 1, receipt or cash receipt. Cash receipt is a document which is generated by the organization when it receives payment from any source. It means whenever you receive a payment and then you generate or record the transaction on receipt. Receipt means first document which is used to record the cash receipt. The next question is, the cashier will receive the payment, count the cash and then issues a receipt. Complete format of receipt is shown on your screen in front of you. This receipt is serially numbered and these numbers are auto-generated. It means no number will be missing. This is the here will be mentioned the receipt number. Then here you will mention the date, received with thanks from. Here you will write the name of the person or customer from which you receive the payment, and then an amount. Here you write the amount in words. On account of, here you will mention the account on which you receive the payment, whether it is against receivable, against rent, against loan, against capital, whatever source you will write here. Against invoice number, here you will mention the invoice number if you receive this payment from your account receivable. And the next column rows are filled if you receive the payment through check. If you are receiving the payment through check, then you fill these forms. Here you will mention the date of the check. In here you will mention the bank in which it is deposited. Here you will mention the check number, check date, drawn on which bank your check is drawn, and then here you will rupees. After this rupees you will mention the amount in figures. And so in this way a person or a cashier filled the cash receipt. After filling this receipt, first the cashier will sign, then his supervisor will supervise. After that the head of the department or head of the organization will approve this transaction, and then it is posted in the books of accounts. This receipt book have almost 3 copies. First copy is given to customer, second to accounts department, and third is kept in the book from which it is generated. Then payment voucher. This is the payment voucher. The payment voucher will be issued when a person or company makes a payment, then this payment voucher is generated. The voucher is used by organization while making payment to vendor, employee or landlord. Normally, payable executive is responsible to make payment against liabilities, and if it's so, then he will make the payment voucher. Here on the first row you see the voucher number. This voucher number is not pre-printed, and the person who makes the voucher will record the voucher number from his own hands. Here you will mention the date on which this voucher is prepared. Payment mode. Here you will mention the payment mode. If you make payment through cash, then you will write here cash, and if you are making payment through check, then you will mention here check number. If you are making payment through check, then you will mention the check number and detail here. Pay name. Here you will mention the name of the person to whom you are making the payment. Account number. Here you will mention the ledger account number. Normally ledgers are numbered in a computerized environment, so here you will write the account numbers. Description mean here you will mention the description or nature of transaction for which you are paying. If you are paying the salaries, then you will mention here the payment of salaries. If you are making payment of rent, then you will mention here the payment of rent. Head of account. Here you will mention the account debited and account credited. If you are making payment of rent, then you will write here rent account and then mention cash account or bank account. There comes the folios. Folio means ledger folios, and here you will mention the amount debited and amount credited. In front of total you will make the total of the both columns. Amount in words. Here you will mention the amount in words. Then this payment voucher is signed by the person who is preparing it, then the person who is checking it, and then the person who approves it. After that, the person posting it in the books of account will sign this. But here in the last column, this voucher will be signed by the person who is getting the payment. Here, after signing this, the person acknowledges that he have received the payment. So this was payment voucher, and now we will discuss the third type, which is journal voucher. Journal voucher is used by organization to record non-cash transactions. It means all transactions in which cash inflow or outflow is not involved, they will be recorded on journal vouchers. Examples are accrued markup, sale of goods on credit, purchase of goods on credit. In date column you will mention the date of the voucher. Here you will mention the voucher number. Here you will mention the account numbers. In particular columns you will mention the account had debited and account had credited, and below and in front of this you will mention the amount debited and amount credited. Here you will mention the ledger folios. There is a row narration in which you will write the narration of the transaction. For example, I have written it: purchase of goods on credit from Slim Traders through invoice number this and GRN number this. Here it is signed by the person who prepares it, then it is signed by the person who checked it, and in the last it is signed by the person who approves it. In the right column there are some transactions you are looking. Number 1 transaction is Salman started his business with cash. In this transaction the business has received the cash, so it will generate the cash receipt. The second transaction is purchase furniture for cash. In this transaction, organization has paid the cash and got furniture. So this transaction will be recorded on payment voucher. After that, there is a transaction purchase goods for cash. It means he has purchased the goods and make payment in cash. It will be also recorded on payment voucher. Paid in next transaction, there is a transaction paid transportation on goods. It is also a payment, so you will record it in payment voucher. The next transaction is sold goods for cash. It means the company has sold the goods and received payment in cash. So it will generate cash receipt or receipt. In the next transaction, purchase goods on credit. In this transaction, there is no cash inflow and account flow and outflow is involved. It means it is a non-cash transaction, and the non-cash transaction will be recorded in journal vouchers. So you will record it by debiting the inventory or purchases account and credit the person from whom it is made. Next transaction is sold goods to credit. In this transaction also no cash inflow and account outflow is involved, so you record this transaction in journal voucher. After that, received cash from Mr. Rashid. So in this transaction, organization is receiving cash, so it will generate the receipt. Next transaction is cash paid to creditor. In this transaction, cash payment is made, so you will record it in payment voucher. And in the last, paid rent and salaries, this will also be recorded on payment voucher. Viewers, hope you like this video. If yes, please press like and share it with your friends. Till next video, goodbye.